Enjoin the good and forbid the evil. Stay near to the clear and far away if it's unknown. It's based on knowledge, gentleness, and patience. Let's work on doing things to get it to the next level. Enjoin the good and forbid the evil. Stay near to the clear and far away if it's unknown. It's based on knowledge, gentleness, and patience. Let's work on doing things to get it to the next level. Enjoin the good and forbid the evil. Stay near to the clear and far away if it's unknown. It's based on knowledge, gentleness, and patience. Let's work on doing things to get it to the next level.
Okay. Ina alhamdulillah wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulallah. Can you guys hear me on YouTube? Oh, hold on, let me get my seat together. Can y'all hear me on YouTube and Facebook? I'll wait for you guys to type a response.
You heard on Facebook.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Anissa. I was waiting for somebody to let me know if they could hear me or not. Okay. Ina alhamdulillah wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulallah. Alhamdulillah, guys. This is our series entitled Enjoining the Good and Forbidding the Evil. And this is a very, by the way, I'm using different computers so I can see y'all's answers. This topic is so important that today what I'm going to do is give you a quiz over what we've covered so far, because this is the problem. Everybody wants to enjoy the good. Everybody wants to forbid the bad, but there's certain criteria that we have to meet first. And as a result of us not meet, of most of us, the majority of us do not meet the criteria. And because of that, we cause a lot of harm. Just like what happened today. You know, the brother that called himself advising me, he caused more harm to himself than good. Okay? We have to be careful. We have to learn this religion, guys. And we have to know that Islam is a beautiful way of life that has been perfected for us. And because of that, Allah has taught us how to handle ourselves in all situations, good and bad. He taught us how to talk, walk, how to use the bathroom, how to bathe, and also how to enjoy the good and forbid evil. So I'm going to give you guys a quiz to cover what we've discussed up to this point. And I got my other computer here so I can see the answers that you guys type. For those of you on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, DLive, Twitch, LinkedIn, and Twitter, I can see whatever you type. So I want everyone to participate. I want everyone to type an answer. So let me put the questions up so you can see them. Okay. Oh, I'm sitting here looking. Okay. All right, guys, here it comes. All right. Let me start with these people first. Oh, where's the channel? Where's my PowerPoint? Oh, here it is. I was gonna say, what happened to the PowerPoint I just threw together for y'all? Because I was just gonna ask the questions and have y'all answer, but then I decided the questions are so good that I'm gonna put it in a PowerPoint form because I want you guys to read them, to be able to see them, so you can give me your answers. Okay, here we go. Presentation 1. There. Okay. Inshallah, you guys can see the questions here. Let me make it better for you. All right. Everybody can see that. This is enjoining good and forbidding evil. And this is the first part of what we've discussed. Let's see how well you guys can answer these questions. Question number 1. Allah says in the Quran, in the interpretation of the meaning, you are the best nation brought forth for the people of the world because you enjoin right and you forbid wrong and you believe in Allah. This verse we talked about, how Allah sent this verse down, and we talked about why he sent it. Again, you will never understand the Quran until you learn the history. And the history are the hadiths. For every verse that Allah sent down, something happened to make him say it and send it. What is it that makes us Muslims the best of all nations? When this verse came down, the Prophet Muhammad explained what was meant by it and why. Who can answer that? Why are we Muslims the best of all nations? What is it that makes us the best of all nations? How do we differ from the other nations? Who can answer this thoroughly and correctly? Go ahead. And let's not take all day, because you know some brother's going to come popping up in here and I don't want to get angry at him. So y'all get busy. Y'all should know this answer because I've talked about this in many other classes too. What is it that makes us Muslims better than the Christians, better than the Jews, better than the people of Noah, better than the people of Jonah, better than the people of Abraham even? Why are we better than them? Read the verse. It tells you why. And what is it about that Allah mentions that makes us why? Come on, guys, get on the mic. I don't have all night. We got 10 more questions.
Because our enjoying the good and forbidding the evil in our allegiance, we do not go against what Allah has forbidden us to not go against.
Okay. She said what makes us the best of all nations is the fact that we enjoin the good and we forbid the evil. Okay, that's good. That's correct. Now, how is that the fact that we enjoin the good and the fact that we forbid the evil? What makes us different from the Christians and Jews in regards to that? Why are we better than them? Didn't Allah command them to enjoin the good and forbid the evil too? So what is it that makes us better? Come on, guys, think. Think of everything you've learned about this. What makes us better than the Christians and Jews in regards to what's good and clean and what's bad and dirty? Because that's what enjoining good means. We enjoin everything that's good and clean. We forbid everything that's bad and dirty. So how does that differ from the Christians and Jews? I'm just now really giving you the answer. Who can answer that?
They don't do that.
No, that's not the answer. Come on, guys. Think.
Let me see.
Go ahead, Anissa, whoever it was, while she tries to see.
We because we have the allegiance to Allah.
No, this ain't got nothing to do with allegiance. I want y'all to know. Hold on. When we talk about good, enjoining good and forbidding evil, this ain't got nothing to do with allegiance. Wala Wabera has nothing to do with this. Okay? So y'all want everybody to take Wala Wabera out. We're talking about another part of the Shahada. Another part of the Shahada is enjoining good and forbidding evil. Wala Wabera has to do with allegiance and disassociation. We ain't talking about that. And I'm trying to give y'all the clue. Every prophet that Allah sent commanded his people to enjoin what is good and forbid what is evil. But something happened with them. And as a result of that, Allah says we Muslims are better than them because we enjoin everything that is good and clean. And we forbid everything that is bad and dirty. I'm giving you the answer really in different words. So what is it about us that makes us better than they? Sister Halima said we have God. No, that's not the answer either. It has nothing to do with guidelines. Okay, Aisha, can you take the mic and tell them that answer? That's the answer, Aisha. Get on the mic so these sisters can remember. Are you in the Zoom room? You're not in the Zoom room? Okay, Aisha Norto has the right answer. What is it that makes us better than them? You guys forgot. Remember,
I am on the Zoom.
Okay, well, would you explain that answer to them? Tell them.
What makes us the best is that for us, we do enjoin the lawful and unlawful, but what makes us different from them is those people, they transgress, such as the Jews. Allah made it unlawful for them to eat seafood and stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, exactly. What makes us better than them is the fact that because they disobeyed Allah over and over again, Allah made some things that were good and clean unlawful for them as a punishment because they transgressed Allah over and over. Like Dr. Ali was saying in his lecture today, you know, Allah gives us chances out of his mercy. He gives us time to repent. He gives us time to change. But a lot of people don't. So as a result of that, Allah punished the Jews. He punished the Christians by making things that were good and clean unlawful for them. But because of us, we are the best nation brought forth. Because the companions obeyed Allah in everything he commanded them to do. Everything that Allah made lawful for us is good and clean. And he only has forbidden us everything that's bad and dirty. So if you come to a Muslim and you ask me, why come I don't show my body? The correct answer is because it's bad and dirty to do so. Why is it that a woman can wear makeup? The answer is because it's good and clean. But for the Jews, why come you don't eat crab meat? Because it's a scavenger of the sea and Allah made it a haram for us, not because it's dirty, but because we were punished for not going into the promised land to fight those people. Y'all see the difference, Anissa and everybody else? So I want you guys to remember that most Muslims get this answer wrong. We are the best nation brought forward because everything that we tell you is good, is really good for you. And everything that we tell you as Muslims is bad, is really bad for you. Cigarettes, alcohol, drugs are bad. They weren't a punishment for us, they're bad. Sex out of wedlock is bad. Adultery is bad. Disrespecting your parents is bad. Abusing people on the internet, cyberbullying is bad. Oppressing people is bad. So that's what makes us the best of nations. Because everything that's haram for us is bad for everyone else. And everything that's lawful for us is good for everyone else. And this is why you fanatical brothers, y'all have to be careful telling women that makeup and colors and jewelry and stuff is haram, because it's not. You're making something bad and dirty that Allah didn't make bad and dirty. What you're doing is punishing women. You're punishing any woman that's stupid enough to listen to you. Okay? Everybody understand that answer? Y'all got it in the Zoom room? Mina? Okay, next question. We talked about how when it comes to enjoining the good and forbidding the evil, the problem with most Muslims today, like the man that we had today, what's his name again? Dawood bin Bak. You have to know, before you enjoin the good, you have to know what the good is. Before you tell somebody what's right or wrong, you have to know what the right and wrong is. Most Muslims today don't know what the lawful is, what the unlawful is. They don't know the guidelines and saying, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They don't know the rules on the greeting. They don't know that you ain't got to say it every single time. Okay? So, who determines what the good is? How do we determine what the wrong is? This is easy. Go ahead, answer it. What is the good? What is the wrong?
That Allah said is right, and the wrong is everything that he said is wrong.
Exactly. Easiest answer. Only Allah has that authority. The ma'ruf, or the right, or the good, the clean, is what Allah said is the good, the clean, the right. And the wrong is everything that Allah said is bad and dirty. Everything that he said is haram, not what you say. So that's why, like the Prophet told the companions, how can you teach this religion if you yourself don't know what the lawful and unlawful are? That's why he sent Mu'ad. He said, if you want to know the lawful and the unlawful, go ask Mu'ad. Nobody knows it better than him. That's why when he sent Mu'ad and Ali and Musa Ashari out to convey the Islam, to give dawah, he sent them because they understood what the ma'ruf was and what the munkar is. People like Dawood bin, what's his name again? Bin Bak. He doesn't know what the right is. He doesn't know what the wrong is. Just like most Muslims today don't know what the right is. We don't know what the wrong is. So we end up, creating a lot of problems. Good job, Sakina. Allah determines that. Good job. What about this? Next question. Allah says in the Quran, in the interpretation of the meaning, let your enjoining of good be good, and let not your forbidding of bad be bad. This is a big problem that we have today. We talked about the signs of the last hour. This nation will divide and fight each other. Why is it that the Muslims are on the internet fighting each other, killing each other, kafiring each other, threatening each other? They're doing this because they don't understand the meaning of this verse of the Quran. So who can tell us what did the Prophet, and because Allah said this in the Quran, and also the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he emphasized this over and over and over again to the companions when he sent them out to give dawah. He said, let your enjoining of good be good, and let not your forbidding of evil be bad. What does that mean in plain, simple English? Who can tell us?
It means the way you approach someone. So you're letting it be forbidden. You gotta be more gentle with the people and know how to talk to the people, because that becomes bad, the way you approach them.
Mashallah. Perfect answer. Good job, Mina. Exactly. That's exactly what it means. The prophet said, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, if you're going to enjoy the good, do it in a good way. Don't do it in a bad way. Don't do it in a manner that's going to offend the people or demean the people or put the people down. Don't come to the people in a way attacking them. Okay? And if you're going to forbid the people from bad, the same thing. Make sure that your delivery and your approach isn't bad. And you have to, first of all, make sure you have what, guys? Before you enjoin the good and forbid the evil, what must you have before you do that? Who can answer that? What must you have before you do it? Exactly. You have to have knowledge of what you're talking about. And that's what this brother named, I keep saying his name so I can forget it. This is how I get over my stress and anxiety. You see, I'm forgetting his name more and more. He's becoming more and more. He's becoming less and less significant to me. This is how you deal with. By the way, for you sisters who suffer with anxiety like Layla, when people upset you, like this brother did me, look at how I'm dealing with it. You mention his name like I'm doing over and over again. I'm forgetting. He's becoming less and less significant. Brother Dawood been back. Before he even called himself typing my name in an email, he should have first had knowledge of what he was talking about. He should have first Googled who he was talking to. He should have figured out, she should have figured out, he don't know who I am. Didn't your mama teach you don't talk to strangers? Didn't your parents teach you as a child, don't talk to strangers? If it's somebody that you don't know and they don't know you, what makes you think that you can enjoin or forbid anything? That's why I had to tell one of the new shahadas here. Remember one of my new shahadas, she had just taken shahada, and she said she wanted to approach the women at the mosque about something. I told her they're not going to listen to you. They're going to look at you as if you're nobody because you ain't been Muslim but a minute. You don't know them. They don't know you. Before you approach a person to enjoin or forbid, you have to have a relationship with that person. And this is what we Muslims fail to understand. Like Dawood bin back. He doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know me from King Tut. So since you have no relationship with me, I'm a woman too. You ain't going to ever have a relationship with me. He should have thought before he typed my name to an email. He shouldn't have said nothing. If he really, really believed that I'm doing something horrific, if he really believed that I'm teaching horrifically, what should he have done? Who can answer that? What should he have done since he has no relationship with me? I have none with him. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. What should he have done if he really thought that I was doing something so bad, so detrimental to Islam? What should he have done, guys? Who can answer that?
He should have made dua for you.
Exactly. You go to the next level. You make dua for the person. The same way I told that new sister here. If you believe that what the sisters at the mosque are doing is so bad, go to the next level and make dua for them. But to approach them and you are not on their level, number one, they don't know you from Tom, Dick, or Jane, number two. I can guarantee you if you approach them women, they will tear a hole in you. So go pray for them. That's what this verse is talking about. And that's what we all need to do. I'm telling that to myself and everyone else. If you see another Muslim doing something that you believe is so bad, and you don't know them, they don't know you, you ain't on their level, do you think they gonna listen to you? You better keep it to yourself and go make dua for them. Okay? All right. Next question. Enjoining the good and forbidding the evil is performed by who in your community? Who is it? Who does it fall upon in Islam to enjoin the good and forbid the evil? And this is another problem that we have as Muslims. We all are supposed to do it individually in different ways. But when it comes to approaching people, when it comes to speaking out and approaching the people that you don't know, who does that responsibility fall upon? Who can remember?
The Imam of the Masjid.
And who else? Like, for example, on a website, I need to know, who does it fall upon?
The ones that know the scholars.
Yeah.
Or like
all
my
of those
website.
Authority. All of those.
That's
authority.
right. That's the word I'm looking for. The people of authority. It falls upon the people of authority. Like I had to tell that new Shahada, you don't know these people. They're not going to take from you because you're not even on their level. But if you really believe that what the sisters are doing is so bad, take it to the Imam. He's the person of authority. What about a website for brother Daoud bin Bak, whoever he is? If he really felt that Laila Nasheeba is committing a sacrilege, what should he have done? Who should he have emailed? Although I'm the boss lady, but he don't know that because most men don't think a woman's worthy of being a boss lady. But what should he have done if he really believed that I was committing a sacrilege? What should bin Bak, who should bin Bak have emailed? He shouldn't have emailed me anyway. I'm a woman. Who should he have emailed? Anybody?
Dr. Jamali.
Yeah, he could have sent an email to Dr. Jamali. Everybody knows that me and Jamali are a team here. If he really, whoever this bin Bak is, if he really thought that I was doing a horrific thing because I don't say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and because I don't say radiallahu anha every time I mention a name, or sallallahu alayhi wa sallam every single time, he should have sent an email to Dr. Jamali, because Jamali is the man here. First of all, this brother should never email me. He should never email me, period, because I'm off limits. I'm a female. Don't come near Layla. I got a barrier known as a computer. But everybody knows Dr. Jamali lets it be known that he's the imam of this website. He is. Dr. Jamali is the imam of this website. Okay? He makes himself known. He pops in here. And he'll tell you any problems with, I'm here. But no, the cowards won't contact Jamali because the cowards can't handle a man checking them. So he transgressed the limits and came to me. Exactly. Good job. Or he could have emailed Sheikh Morsi. But they don't know how to contact Sheikh Morsi. Sheikh Morsi don't make himself available because he ain't got time for it. But Jamali lets himself be known who he is. Got a problem? You should have went to him. He would have told you. Ain't nothing that sister doing wrong. You ain't got to say that every single time, brother. She says it. She ain't got to say it every single time. Okay? So understand this is important. Enjoining the good and forbidding the evil is especially when dealing with people that you know nothing of, is done by the people of authority, not by you yourself. You're nobody. You're a peasant. We have to stop believing that we are more than what we are. That's why he wouldn't contact Jamali, because he knows he's a peasant. And he knows Jamali was probably spit on him. Seriously. But you think I'm less than you because I'm a female. Brother, you got it twisted. Hashtag don't get it twisted. All right. Next question. Also, before we enjoin the good or forbid the evil about something, not only must we have knowledge of what we're talking about, but also before we approach the person, we must first weigh what? This is also important. What must we weigh before we approach the person? Who can remember? This is very important. After knowledge, this is the next important thing.
Pros and the cons. Yeah.
Exactly. Weigh the pros and cons. What does that mean when we say weigh the pros and cons? Break it down in plainer English, somebody.
Go ahead, Precious.
So pros and cons means, is it safe to approach them? Do you know the person? Do you know if you correct them? Are they gonna react in a negative way towards you?
Yes, those are some of the questions you asked. But what are the two categories we put it in? Good job, Pamela. You weigh the pros and cons, mean whether the good outweighs the bad of approaching them. You make a list. Pros. What good things can result from me approaching this person? And then the cons are the adverse reactions I can receive. If the cons outweigh the pros, then you don't approach the person. And if this Daoud Ben Back had done that, he wouldn't have had no pro on his side at all. Number one, she ain't gonna accept from me because I'm just a hood rat from off the internet. She don't know me. Number two, she's a woman. I'm a man. What am I doing emailing her? He ain't got there's no pro for him. Had he weighed the pros and cons, he would not have been able to come up with one pro. One pro at all. And if we all would sit down and do that before we open our mouth, before we use our hand, change it with your hand, change it with your tongue, before we let our fingers do the typing to send an email, you got to first of all make sure you got knowledge of what you're talking about. That what you're getting ready to say is backed up with an authentic, clear verse. Number two, you got to weigh the pros and cons. Am I going to cause more harm or more good? In my case, I'm causing harm. So I'm going to move to the next step, which is pray for the sister. If you really believe this sister's doing something bad, go make do it for me. Make do it for me. Pray for me. Even the cockroaches make do it. And that's the email I sent back to him. By the way, when he sent me his email, I did email him back. And all I did was say, brother, even the cockroaches make dua for the people of knowledge. And I guess it ticked him off. That's when he emailed me back with his threats and all his other stuff. He couldn't handle that. You know, I was telling him in a nice way, if you think that I'm doing something bad, do like the cockroaches and make do it for me. But don't email me. That's what I was telling him in a nice way. Do like a cockroach and pray for me. Don't ever email me. That's what I was basically saying. And I guess it ticked him off. Okay? So we have to weigh the pros and cons. And I think this is the last question. Last question. What is the methodology that we use? In other words, what are the steps that we follow when it comes to enjoining the good and forbidding the evil? What are the steps that we follow? I want to enjoin the good. What did the prophet say? What's the methodology he gave us? If you see something bad, what do? That's the method.
He said, try to change it with your heart, with your hands. If you cannot change it with the hands, then change it with the tongue. If you cannot change it with the tongue, then change it with the heart. As far as it make endure, that's the weakest of it.
Exactly. And that's what we need to learn how to do, guys. We have to learn to move on. Changing it with my hand by typing, I can't do that. Speaking out to her, that ain't gonna work either. So let me just pray for her like the cockroach do. Okay? This must be a last question. Okay, next question. What are the two groups of people who emerge that create a lot of problems in regards to the enjoining of good because they don't follow this procedure? Because we fail to follow the steps that the prophet said. Number one, investigate to make sure that our knowledge is correct. Then weigh the pros and cons. And also we have to make sure that when we do approach people, we approach them right. For those people who don't follow these steps, what happens is that two groups of people emerge. Who are those two groups, guys? Either you're going to fall in the extreme right or the extreme left. What are those groups?
One group is the Mutazila, and the next one is the Qadrijite.
Tell me about what are these groups, guys? No, not that. What do they do? In other words, what do these groups? Yeah, well, that's true, but I want you to tell me, what do they do? What do these two groups do?
One is too apologetic as far as explaining and implementing the deen. The other one is too hardcore. That's the Qadrijites.
Okay, I want you to relate your answer to enjoining good and forbidding evil. What do these two groups do in regards to enjoining the good and forbidding the evil, guys? One group does what when it comes to enjoining good? Okay, the first group, one group, these are people who want to enjoin the good, but they don't know how because they don't really have knowledge. They don't know how to speak, or they can't remember the meaning of the hadith well, or they don't know how to approach people correctly. So as a result, they end up causing more harm than good. And then you have the other group of people that do what? I gave y'all the first answer.
That don't do nothing at all.
Exactly. Then the second group, these are people that are only concerned with themselves. They say, well, what's the point? That's her problem. That's her problem. That's his problem. I'm just going to worry about myself. I'm just going to focus on me. So you don't want to be a part of any of those two groups, guys. You don't want to be the group like Daoud bin Bak. He's the one that caused more harm than good. And you don't want to be the group of other people that just don't care about nothing. They are what Ibn Masud called the walking dead. Because when we fail to speak out, what happens when we fail to speak out against the evil? What happens when we fail to do anything? What happens, guys?
If we fail to do anything, Allah will send his punishment to everyone.
Exactly. When we fail to do anything, that's when Allah will punish us all. That's why Allah is punishing us all now. with this war against Islam. Last question. How does Islam tell us to react to our imams or our rulers and leaders who are oppressive? How do we enjoin the good and forbid evil with them? Do we rebel against them, in other words? What do we do? What did the Prophet say to do if you have a ruler or an imam who may be oppressive? Do you rebel against him? How do we enjoin with them? And this is a hot topic on the internet today. You'll find these brothers talking about Saudi Arabia and stuff. How does Allah tell us to deal with the rulers?
We obey the rulers as long as they still making their prayers.
Exactly. We don't rebel against them. A lot of people are emotional about what's going on over in Gaza. But by the way, it's happening in Africa too. But we got to learn to curtail those emotions. The Prophet said our destruction will come from our emotions. We're too emotional. We need to use critical thinking. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said we will live to fight against each other. We will kill each other. We will destroy each other. We will never be destroyed by our enemies. Our destruction will be from each other. Okay? So the Prophet tells us when your rulers become oppressive, you still do not rebel against them as long as they are performing their prayers. We don't use the K word either. Okay? We got to stop all this kafir stuff. Okay? You still have to obey them. You can try to call them back to the truth. But as far as rebelling against them, you can't do that as long as they are praying openly. I don't care what other sins they do. Everybody sins. But as long as they're doing them public prayers, y'all cannot do nothing rebelling against them. You can try to make dua for them, pray for them, the power of dua. But do not rebel. Do you young brothers understand that? Because there's too much of these young brothers going around cursing the rulers of the world, of the Muslim world, and trying to ignite people to fight against them and all that stuff. The Prophet said we don't do that. We don't do that. You're not supposed to do that, but it's being done, unfortunately. All right. That was your quiz for today. Any questions? We have to put this in effect, guys. We have to learn Islam and its truthfulness. We got to stop taking this religion into our own hands and transgressing the limits with it. And that's a word of advice to you brothers out there. Y'all get on my nerves. I mean, I'm sick and tired of it. I've been dealing with this for years, and I can still deal with it because I'm trained to deal with it. But I'm human. I'm sick of you sick men. Y'all sick. I don't even know how women marry y'all anymore. Yeah. I couldn't be married to you brothers. You brothers got some serious issues. Somebody gonna bust your head open. Okay? And for you women out there, y'all better make these men learn to respect you. How do you make men learn to respect you? By carrying yourself as a Muslim woman, obeying Allah and not obeying society. You sisters have got to stop making prostitutes of yourself. This ain't the Nicki Minaj show. You sisters have to stop giving these men what they want, which is your sexual temptations. You sisters need to start carrying yourself the way Allah says in the Quran. Stop making yourself a public spectacle. If you're going to be on this internet, which you shouldn't be, because you ain't qualified to be on it. But if you're going to be on this internet, you better make your voice loud like Laila Nasheeba's. You better put on some intimidation swag like Laila Nasheeba, because that's what Allah commands you to do. And you sisters need to stop trying to pick up men off the internet too. That's another problem with you women. You're that desperate. You have a hard time accepting the qadr of Allah. So you sisters become desperate. You go into men's chat rooms and social threads, you know, playing the helpless victim, damsel in distress. Can you find me a husband? I need a husband, playing that stupid, sick role. And men give you what you want and toss you to the side. Then they get tough and think they can come to women like Laila, who follow the Sunnah. Oh no, it ain't happening here. You sisters make it hard for the women of the Sunnah like me. I got to be rough and tough. I can never let my guard down. When I let it down, I got a troll that I have to deal with. All right. Any questions or comments? You guys understand how to do the enjoining the good? I ain't getting no feedback in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, we understand, Sister Laila.
Brother Perry, walaikum salam, Brother Perry. You understand how to enjoin the good and forbid the evil, brother? Brother Perry's one of my regular people here. He's a good one. You understand the procedure, Brother Perry? Yeah. Yeah, not all the brothers are bad. I got some good brothers that come in here to learn too. But you know, these bad ones make it hard for the good ones. That's right. Okay, guys, for those of you who are new to Islam, who need to learn how to read the Quran in Arabic, Brother Malik, did he come into the Zoom room yet, y'all?
No, I don't see him.
Y'all can join the Zoom room. Inshallah, Brother Malik will be in. You know, Malik Schwarzenegger. Malik Schwarzenegger will be in the Zoom room to, inshallah, help you learn how to recite the Fatiha, whatever verses of the Quran you want to learn, or surahs, the Tashahud, and all of that. So y'all can join the Zoom room now. Yeah, okay. And tomorrow is what? What's tomorrow? Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is
that's me still.
The hour.
Okay, that's still me.
Hour.
Okay. Yeah, tomorrow is the last hour. Oh God, guys. Yeah, we'll be continuing with the events, the fitna leading up to the war against Islam. And also Thursday, don't forget, is Dr. McBride. He'll be teaching his book. I need to text him. Remind me to send him a text tomorrow. Jamali said he's already talked to him, but remind me to follow up with a text to him tomorrow. Okay. Fame, y'all, can you remind me to do that? Follow up with a text? One of y'all, Gucci?
All right.
Yeah. Because although Jamali did say he talked to him, right?
What happened?
Didn't Jamali say he talked to the brother, right? About his teaching his book.
He said he was going to, but I'm not sure if he did already.
Okay, well, remind me to follow up with a text message to Dr. McBride tomorrow. Yeah, his class should be Thursday, and he's supposed to be. And by the way, guys, his book is not yet available on Amazon. It should be, though. This is the book of Dr. McBride. Let me take my thing down and show it. It's called. Can they see it? Is it backwards on here? It's probably backwards anyway. It's called Who is Right, Who is Wrong, and Why. And this is the book he'll be teaching. He wrote this book and he'll be teaching it here about Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. This book is by Dr. Daniel McBride. So he's going to be teaching from his book, inshallah. And it's a good book for the new shahadas and for the old shahadas. So this is a great book that inshallah he's going to be teaching that from here. Okay, let me see.
Yeah, it's backwards. We can't see it.
Oh, what I mean. Even if I took this down, it's going to still, he wants to see it, this brother here, Lord him. It's still going to be backwards. It's still going to be backwards, bro. But there it is. It's still backwards because I'm on the stream. But yeah, that's the book. It's going to be on Amazon. It's not there yet. I think it should be by the end of this week. It's called Who is Right, Who is Wrong, and Why. And this is the book that Dr. Daniel McBride will be teaching. It's a pretty long, it's a novel. How many pages is it? Let me turn my light this way so I can see. He wants to know how many pages. It's 147 pages. Yeah. 147 pages. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Y'all can't see because it's backwards, but yeah. The new Shahada. Yeah. And what it does, looking at the book, and that's why I said it's good for him to teach it. He goes through different things like inherited sin and crucifixion. He talks about the misconceptions, how a lot of people convert to Islam and they still have that Christian ideology about them, or that Jewish ideology about them, and they have a hard time accepting the Islamic way of thinking. For example, this chapter here talks about the inherent sin. You know, how many new shahadas think that, and even they think a woman's menses, you know, is a curse. It's a curse on women because Eve ate from the tree. That's not true. And they think that we inherited the sins of Adam and Eve and stuff. So he talks about that, how people come into Islam believing that. And he shows how, you know, it's not correct. He'll give you the verse of the Bible that those people use. And then he'll tell you how he'll give you the hadith or the verse of the Quran that refutes it. How the Christians will tell you if you truly believe in God, you will go to heaven. And then he refutes it with the Quran, how Allah says, no, this is not true. So, you know, I think it's best that he teach this book because, you know, he wrote it. And I think that you guys will really enjoy it. You will learn how to answer back to the Christians and Jews when they come with that type of stuff. You know, should be pretty good. So he's going to teach that every Thursday, starting this Thursday, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to let you know. You're one of the new shahadas? Oh, okay. Welcome. Yeah, I'll let you know when it's on Amazon. He said hopefully by the end of this week, it should be there. Yeah. Oh, you're aware of him? Yeah, this brother is typing that he follows his videos on TikTok. Oh, he's on TikTok? Y'all know TikTok banned me. Laila Nasheeba got banned. Mm-hmm. The Muslims got me banned. Not the Kafirs. The Muslims got me banned. I guess I was preaching the truth too much. They didn't want to see a woman on TikTok talking about Islam correctly. So they got me banned. Mm-hmm. But this brother here is saying that he follows his videos on TikTok. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, I'll let you guys know. So are there any other questions or comments before we close out for tonight? Yeah, that's Thursday. Tomorrow is my 6 o'clock class. And my 9 o'clock class are the signs of the last hour. Yes. Okay. All right, guys. I want to thank everybody for joining and participating in our classes. Inshallah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.